Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so we can be cool. And if you're already a member of the family and we already friends, hey girl. So yeah, we gotta get into some shit. If you watched my last video, I already talked about what I was gonna talk about today. So yeah, we about to get into it. Before we get into it, y'all know I already gotta get my cup. What's in your cup? What's in my cup? So I'm still finishing off those bottles from the advent calendar from December. I didn't finish all those bottles. So I got some Merlot. It say it's 13.5. And I'm gonna drink today. Yep. Okay. So y'all, when I was let's just start it on off. When I was living in the projects, my daughter had went to this daycare that was like really close to where we stayed at. And my daughter and my son, they both went there. And it was like real convenient. Like I was really happy that I found a good daycare. Like I was just like, oh my God. Because the like family aspect and the environment was just cool. Like, and I don't know if y'all got kids, but if you do, it's already hard even putting your kids in daycare, let alone, you know, worrying about them and stuff like that. And like, honestly, this daycare, they was like a 5-star daycare. They used to send me pictures of Aubrey because she was so little when she started. So they really had her when she was like a fucking newborn for real, like 3 months, 4 months. When I decided to go to school to do aesthetics before I didn't like it, but we'll get to that later down the line. So anyway, yeah, like this daycare was perfect. Like they used to send me pictures of her, just like update me on her day, like just literally like include me in everything that was going on with her. So I felt real comfortable with having my daughter there. Oof, that's strong. So fast forward to about, I say Aubrey was like 2 years old. And this was honestly right before COVID because she's 5 now. And she about to be 6. So yeah, this was right before COVID. So she's 2 years old. And like at this point, I was so close with some of the girls there that one of the daycare teachers, one of Aubrey's daycare teachers actually came to my house to kick it with me and my best friend. And we was cooking dinner and her son came over and we was all cool. Like it was just, you know what I'm saying? I felt real comfortable. So this is why this whole situation just threw me all the way the hell off. So fast forward to when she like 2, her dad is taking her to daycare. Now the daycare knew me and her dad. Like they seen both of our faces frequently. We would come pick her up together, you know, drop her off together. Like we was always together, or either it was one of us. So this particular morning, he took her in there. Now they had a cutoff time. So if you don't know, a cutoff time is a time that you can like that they don't want no more kids to come after that time, because you could just pretty much bring your kids anytime during the day and they don't allow that unless it's like a doctor's appointment, unless you call first, or you know, like it's some type of valid reason why you coming beyond that time. So we was running late. So we called ahead of time to let them know that, you know, Aubrey would still be going to daycare, but she gonna be there a little bit late. So they're like, okay, blah, blah, blah. So she literally got there at like 9:45. The cutoff time is 9:30. So when he brought her in the daycare, it was like the breakfast, like it was the lunch lady. We would just call her the lunch lady because I don't know what else. The lady who bring the food. She was the lunch lady. And we thought she was real dope. She was real cool, real nice, everything. She bringing in the food or whatever to get to all the kids, which they gave her a count. Apparently, the front desk and the lunch lady did not like have no communication when it came to the fact that Aubrey was going to be there, but she was just coming a little bit later. So basically they didn't have no breakfast for her. So when she comes in with the food, you know, Aubrey dad is just like, you know, what's going on? Like, do she got food? Do I need to get her any food? But he's talking directly to the lunch lady, right? So I guess another daycare teacher overheard the conversation and decided to jump in it. So when she decided to jump in it, I guess she started like being like a smart ass about it or something. And he they had like a little situation. Basically, they was going back and forth with each other, and it didn't end good. But it wasn't like explosive. It just was like some smart ass shit going back and forth, right? So he told me about it, and I'm just like, what? Like, he left out the daycare. They ended up saying, the lunch lady ended up saying she was going to get Aubrey some food, and he left out the daycare. So he tell me about it. I'm just like, what? Like, that's wild. Like, they tripping. So Aubrey didn't go to school for like the next 2 days. Because honestly, when I was like not doing nothing, I just used to be like, you could stay home. There ain't really no reason to go. And then sometimes I had days where I'm tired. Like, bitch, I'm tired. Like, you know, I'm a sender. But for the most part, like, when we wasn't really doing nothing, we just kind of kept her at home. So these 2 days, we kept her at home. So then the next day after that, which would be the third day. So after this incident has already happened, the third day rolls around, and I'm the one who's taking Aubrey into the school. So when I take her into the school, I bring her into her class, and literally they did not say a word to her. They did not say a word to her. So we're going to call the teacher who butted in on Aubrey dad and the lunch lady's conversation. We're going to call her Miss A. Okay. So, and then we're going to call the daycare teacher who came over to hang out with me and at my house. We're going to call her Miss C. So Miss A and Miss C is in the classroom. I bring Aubrey into the classroom like normal, and I go to her locker to take her coat and stuff, her book bag or whatever, into her locker, her little diapers and everything. So normally they would be like, hey, Aubrey, or good morning, Aubrey. We're about to eat breakfast, so sit down. Y'all, when I brought my daughter into that classroom, it was literal silence. Silence, not a word. Not a word from Miss C, not a word from Miss A. I'm like it rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest, because I just felt like, why y'all not acknowledging my daughter's presence? Like, I'm not expecting y'all to just do the most, but I know how this been going. My daughter has been here since she was 3 or 4 months. She's 2 years old. Like, I done seen y'all hella times, you know what I'm saying, in that time period. That's 2 years my daughter has been going to this facility. What the fuck is up? Like, y'all bitches being weird. Like, so I felt like that, but I was just like, okay, like literally didn't say anything to my daughter, not come over to the table, nothing. So I'm just like, okay. So when I leave back out, I go into the car and I'm telling him, like, I don't know, something just weird. I think the little argument y'all had or whatever, the disagreement, whatever the fuck y'all was going through, I feel like they being funny towards me and Aubrey now, like. And he was just like, oh, she gonna be cool. And I'm just like, I don't know if I feel comfortable even leaving her here, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but people be doing weird shit to kids, especially at daycares. Like, especially at daycares. There's been countless times that I've heard stuff like that. I even had a client once who literally, like, was suing this lady and was on the news and everything because these people at the daycare was, like, smacking her kids and shit. And her kid ended up recording the shit, and it was on the news. Like, babies be dying in daycare. I don't play that shit. Period, plain blank. I ain't even about to sugarcoat it. Like, don't make me feel no type of weird energy, nothing when I'm dropping my daughter off for y'all to care for her. You know what I'm saying? While I'm not around. Like, we not doing that. So I expressed to him, but he kind of calmed me down, like, you know, like, it's okay. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen to her. She good, da, da, da. So I'm like, okay. So we go pick her up or whatever. And Miss A is no longer there. Miss C is there. Like, but it's cool. It's not the same, but it was cool. Next day roll around. I go in there to take her again. Same shit, y'all. Same shit. So I'm like, yeah, it ain't just me. Like, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I might overread stuff. I might, like, dig into it a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might just be that person sometimes. But 2 days in a row, bitch, no. We walk in, silence, crickets, nothing. Not no, hey, Aubrey, not no, nothing. So I'm just like, yeah, So I leave back out and I go back to the car and I tell him again. And he like, you know what? If you feel like that, just say something or whatever, you know, say something like, you know, like say something. So I'm like, okay. So we go pick her up later on that evening. And Miss A is not there no more or whatever, but Miss C is there. So Miss C is being normal. The next day roll around, y'all. I'm gonna drink real quick. Ooh. The next day roll around. So this morning comes around and me and her dad walk in the daycare to take her because I wanted him to see for himself, like, I am not tripping. I am not crazy. Like, they really in there, like, doing my baby bad, and I don't like that shit. So he came in there, and I, once again, silence, nothing, no speaking to my daughter, no nothing, no not even acknowledging that she's there at all. Like, so do y'all be doing this shit when I'm not around? Like, that's how I felt. Like, do y'all just be ignoring my daughter when I'm not around? The fuck? Like, that's weird. Like, y'all supposed to be taking care of her, making sure that she, you know, gets everything she needs. And not only that, she the baby, so she very, like, she needs attention. She needs, you know, she needs that. And, like, even still to this day, she's 5 and she still, like, crave me and her dad attention. She needs our attention. She needs us to be there. And that's totally fine. So the fact that I know, like, how she already is, and then y'all fucking playing with me at this point. So at this point, I said, you know what? Okay, Miss A, can I talk to you? Y'all, I was very respectful. Very respectful, even though I just wanted to do some other shit. I said, you know what, Miss A, can I talk to you? So she like, yeah. So we sit down at the table, y'all. I sit down and sit. Y'all know the little tables that be like in pre-K classes, like the little plastic looking chairs with the little like metal pieces in them. I'm gonna put a little picture. I sit down in one of them chairs at like one of the little curvature tables, and she sit on the other side. And I'm just like, you know, Miss A, like, honestly, I feel some type of way. Like, I really do not feel comfortable with my daughter being here because every time, you know, I've been dropping her off lately, y'all haven't been speaking to her. That just makes me feel uncomfortable. Do y'all know what she said? Do y'all want to know what the fuck she said? She told me, she said,
well, I just don't feel like that's genuine.
Y'all, I swear I could have blacked the fuck out at that point. I could have blacked the fuck out. I think I did, because I don't remember what else she said. Next thing you know, me and her is standing up, and we going back and forth. We, like, literally going back and forth. I don't know what the fuck took place, but after that, I just totally just fucking lost it, because I felt like I have been patient for the last 2 days with y'all not saying nothing to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And me feeling uncomfortable and uneasy. And that's something I would never do again. But at the end of the day, it happened. So, you know, I went that long without saying anything and without exploding. Maybe I should have said something earlier. You know what I'm saying? And I should have said something. But at the time, we had to work. So I didn't really have, like, I could have kept her in the car. But it's like, why would I do all that? I have daycare. You know what I'm saying? That's what daycare pays for. The fuck? Like, so anyway, I probably should have said something ahead of time, but I didn't say anything. So, you know, I waited 2 days. So then when I do decide to say something, and I'm coming at you nice, I'm coming at you calm, and this is a very sensitive subject, we're talking about my child, you gonna fucking tell me that I'm not being genuine? Yo, that's anything. You hear me? That's anything. Next thing you know, we going back and forth. I don't know. I'm literally telling her, like, bitch, come outside. I will beat your ass. Like, I just remember saying,
I will beat your ass.
Like, you tripping. You tripping. Bitch, like, you don't know me. Like, I'm like, you don't fucking know me. Like, we literally, like, exchanging words. Like, it's fired up, heated up. Like, people is looking at me like, I can't believe she even, like, flipping like that. Like, because every time we come in there in the morning, used to come in there in the morning, it's always respect. Like, I'm not the type of person. You don't have to earn respect with me. If you're a human being, I'm going to automatically give you respect until you decide to do some fuck shit. And then I'm not going to respect you anymore. I just was not raised like that. You don't have to earn it with me. I'm going to give it to you off the rip just cause, bitch, why wouldn't I? We bleed the same and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? All these older people, all these people in here just looking at me and I'm just not giving a flying fuck. Cause when it comes to my kids, bitch, we can go to war any motherfucking day, any hour. You hear me? Any hour. You hear me? So, yeah, like, I'm like, leaving out the daycare because I'm like, this bitch got me fucked up. Like, she want me to go to jail today, bitch. You want me to go to jail today. You want me to go to jail today. So, then we end up leaving or whatever. We end up, like, going to our little job. We went to our job and shit. And then once we was done with the job, we did like cleaning contracts and shit. So once we was done with the job, it only took a couple hours. I get a call from the daycare. They like, Miss Bree, we need you to come up to the daycare and we have to sit down and have a meeting, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, what the fuck? So we ended up going back to our house. We ended up picking up his cousin and shit. And then we pulled up to the daycare. So when we pulled up to the daycare, I get out the car, me and him going to the meeting. So we sitting down with like the daycare, the person who's in charge, I don't know, administrator, I think that's what it's called. We sitting down with the administrator, we sitting down with the bus driver, we just like in Miss A. So they asking like what basically happened. So I'm telling them exactly what I just told y'all. Like, I didn't feel comfortable going, you know, leaving my daughter here and they not saying nothing to her because they got into a disagreement with her dad days ago that I wasn't even present for, you know what I'm saying, or doesn't have anything to do with my child. No matter the fuck what, my daughter shouldn't have been affected by anything that adults had going on, period. And y'all are her caretakers? No, that's unacceptable. Like, and like I told her, like, I genuinely felt like I felt uncomfortable with leaving my daughter there. Like, I really felt uncomfortable. I felt uneasy. I didn't know what kind of stuff. I don't know if y'all bitches pinching my daughter. Let's be real. Like, I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, before that, like I said, they took so much good care of her. It was just such a drastic change for me that I was just like, nah, I don't like this. You feel me? I don't like this. So, yeah, so we having a meeting. I tell them exactly what I just said to y'all or whatever. And then they had asked her or whatever what happened, and she told them, and then she ended up telling me that she apologized and she understand. And I'm just looking like in my head like, bitch, is that genuine? Is the apology genuine? Or are you just trying to keep the job? But I was just, I listened. I opened up my ears and I was just like, you know what? Because at the end of the day, I still have shit to do. My daughter still really have to be here for now. So it's like, I had to come to some resolution. And I pray and hope that you're being genuine because the next time it's not going to be just me talking. It's not. It's going to be me being somebody's ass. So yeah. After the meeting or whatever, I would bring her back and forth. It was like, it was cool. If we wasn't as cool, well, none of us was really as cool. I mean, Miss C was still cool. I still associate with Miss C to this day. But Miss A, like, it was cool, but it wasn't like the same how it was. It was kind of like dry as fuck. And that's cool, bitch. We don't gotta be friends. Just make sure you take care of my daughter properly. That's all I asked. That's all I ever wanted from the beginning. You feel me? So, yeah. That was that. Then COVID came and it was like a blessing in disguise because my kids ain't had to go to daycare. They ain't had to go to school. None of that shit. We was at home spending well-needed time together. You know, it was just a blessing in disguise. And to be honest, ever since COVID, she have not been back to daycare. Now she in kindergarten. So it's like, she really don't have to go to daycare. So I don't know. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. But yeah, that's the story time about how somebody tried to play me at my fucking daughter daycare. Like, I don't like that. Am I tripping, y'all? Tell me in the comments, am I tripping? Or like, would y'all would have acted the same way? Or would y'all would have did something worse? Because I just feel like looking back, I wish I would have said something like a little earlier. But other than that, I feel like, bitch, I'm gonna stand on business about my kids. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, what mama not gonna do it? Even a fucking animal is gonna stand on business behind their cubs, bitch. What's up? Like, any mama gonna feel that. So, yeah. I don't know, y'all. I think I'm gonna do a story time again tomorrow. So if you don't want to miss it and you made it this far, girl, you need to be clicking the subscribe button. So like I said, we can be cool so you can know what the fuck the tea is. So I can give you the tea so you can know what's going on. And yeah, and if you already a part of the family, you already my friend, girl, thank you. And I don't know, y'all, we on our way to 1K. We is on our way to 1K. Like, I'm real hyped. I'm real excited because, bitch, I got 824 friends. Stop playing with me. Like, what? I got 824 friends. Like, that's lit. That's real lit. And I'm really excited about it. And it might be a small number to others, but I don't give a shit. It's a big number to me. And I'm very grateful, very appreciative. And I really hope that I gain more friends and more friends and more friends. So, yeah, y'all already know. It's nighttime, and I gotta go. Because I gotta go wipe this makeup off. Even though I really don't want to, because look at my fucking brows. Bitch. You know I did that. Yeah. We want a little brow tutorial. That's what y'all said. Stop playing. I made one years ago, but it was a mess. It was like cars riding in the background. Like, it was just ghetto for real. But we ain't doing that 2023. Quality is going to be A1, period. So, if y'all want another brow tutorial, let me know. Because I definitely can let my girls in on the brow. On a brow tutorial. But if not, it's okay. I'll just get on here and run my mouth. But anyways, I got to go because I will ramble and talk to y'all all fucking night. Peace.